Welcome back. Welcome to From the Bachelor to the Burbs with Jen Schefft Waterman. I'm here today again with my producer and friend, Brian Howie, who's going to help get this podcasting thing moving along. I still don't know exactly what I'm doing yet or what I'm supposed to talk about every week. So I need a friend here. I need some moral support.
I'll poke and prod you as needed.
Which I love, which is great.
You did fine. How was it? How was your feedback off episode 1?
The feedback was good. You know, I listen to your podcast, and then it's like, I'm sorry. I mean, I hope you liked it. It's but everyone was super nice, and just getting used to being out there again.
It's an interesting medium because you're a voice in the head, which is a little bit different from watching you.
Right. It's not this face, this in your house every, Wednesday night. Now it's just people listening to my voice. And I never really thought that I had the best voice. So hopefully people aren't too annoyed.
You've gotten used to your voice, though, over the years.
I've gotten used to it, but I still don't like it. You just feel like, how could anybody listen to that? But they do.
A lot of people don't like their voice, and a lot of people are like, I should be a voiceover artist. It's
either
really
one or the other.
No in between. Yeah, I know. It's weird. So what have you done since the last podcast? Did you watch The Bachelor?
I didn't watch it. It's really, really hard for me to watch the show. But of course I know what happens. I mean, I know that Claire is now with Dane, right? Dane?
I think so.
You should, yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I know what happens.
But yes.
I'm Bachelor fluent.
I am Bachelor fluent too, obviously. I mean, I know she's no longer on the show, and there was all this controversy, and her and Dane got engaged, and hopefully we'll live happily ever after.
He had to buy his own ring then.
He did. See, I didn't know that. That's a big deal.
And it was nice. I saw the ring. I was like, he could have just wrote it out.
Yeah. Well, then good for him. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm on this text chain with all the bachelorettes, which is newer. I don't know if anybody that's listening saw that. It was this bachelorette video that we did when we were in quarantine.
Yeah, it was well done. It was cute. People stuck a rose into the camera and then
it was really cute. It's on my Instagram page if anybody wants to go there. But so you can see the video. But since then, I've been on this text chain with all of the bachelorettes, and so I know all of them now, at least through texting and things like that. So it feels like a little bit of a sisterhood. So I don't want to say anything bad is what I'm trying to say.
Who is the sorority leader? Who runs that stuff?
I think Trista runs it. I mean, she's like the original bachelorette. Everyone knows Trista. She's, and she's gotten together with everybody since the beginning. So I think it's kind of on her that everyone sort of stays in touch. And she was the one who was the brainchild behind the whole video that we did too. So I think she's kind of the glue.
Can any of you call? Do you still have an ABC contact?
I'm sure they do. I do not anymore. I mean, everybody that I worked with, I don't think anybody is there that it was so long ago, but I mean, I'm sure.
Well, Trista was even longer.
She stayed within the Bachelor Nation. She shows up on the shows. Once I didn't pick anybody, they wanted nothing to do with me. They were done.
This podcast is your renaissance.
Who knew?
You're going to be on Dancing with the Stars. That's my goal.
I mean, we'll see. Thing. But I mean, I feel sort of like I'm retro now. What's old is now cool again.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's where I am. I think that's where we are.
Are all of the bachelorettes on there?
All of the bachelorettes. We even added Tasia. She's on there now too. So Meredith. She was between me and Trista, and she's not on there.
Can you name them all in order?
Oh, should I try?
Yes. How many are there? Do you know that?
So there's Trista, then Meredith and me, then Deanna. Then, this is where it gets. I don't know who went next.
Emily?
Was Deanna? Emily was after Deanna. And then there's Andy, Des, Caitlin, Barstow.
Caitlin's pretty recent, though, no?
Becca, JoJo. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Ashley.
Rachel.
So none of this is not in order for the people listening.
No, but this is still pretty good. I wonder how many fans could do this.
Oh, I bet they. I don't know. I don't know. It's because I'm one of the oldest that I know them all. I saw them come after me, so I'm just happy there's so many after me because I was the bachelorette that ruined the show.
That's pretty good though. Now, our Bachelor, you're the Bachelor winner. Is that the term?
I guess.
I
won the
Bachelorette. Do they get in your loop? Or are they a whole different world?
No, it's this is just the winners. I feel very special. It's just the winners. It's
And how many of the bachelorettes are married total?
Oh my gosh, these are
Andy's single.
I know
Des is married. Emily's
married. Emily's married.
Caitlin's not married.
Nope. I think Ashley's going through divorce. Sorry, Ashley.
Trista obviously is married.
Trista's married.
You're married.
I'm married.
Allie's married.
Deanna's married. Most of
Right?
them are
Is Allie
married.
Fedotowsky married, or are they just together?
No, they're married.
Oh, they're married.
Allie Mano. That's her.
Oh,
she was
really?
It's Allie Mano. So they're married. Yeah, I mean, the Bachelorettes seem to do a little bit better getting married than the Bachelors, I think. But, I mean, the show's been going on for so long now that so much time has passed. Most of the older ones have moved on with their lives.
So you went a long time without being in that universe.
Correct,
And
yes.
now you're in it, or at least part of the sorority.
Yes.
Do you like that?
I do. I mean, I was out of it for so long, and I was totally fine with being out of it. Completely fine. Not that anything was wrong with anybody of those girls, but just being part of the show and being, the producers on the show and I think when we parted ways, it wasn't on the best terms. So I was happy to go my way, and I think they were happy to see me go. So, but now being back in the fold is kind of cool again, and it's like it just keeps sucking you back in. And I really, really, truly did not think that the show would still be on almost 20 years later. I mean, it's insane.
It had a couple things that got its swerve back. I think, and again, I don't know why I'm so Bachelor fluent. Maybe because on my podcast I've had a lot of these people and I have to pay attention to it. I think, was it Juan Pablo?
Yes.
Somebody who was such a dick.
Was
it
Juan
him?
Pablo, I think it was then.
Really did fire up a new
group of people.
a new life for that show. And when they started to, I think, take a popular one and instantly put it in the back, I think that was a good strategy.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's not like they take the winner and give her another shot. Like, they don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore.
They took the loser and give her another shot at it, or they were thinking ahead. So I think they got good at the routine of it, got people into Bachelor, Bachelorette, Dance with the Stars,
the
Bachelor
casting,
Paradise,
and it's
the
like
nation
finding
got
somebody
big.
that already people liked and had that they knew and were familiar with seeing every week.
So do you, in the how opinionated are the? So you're in a text chain.
So we're in a text chain. Yes.
Is everybody trying to give advice or opinion to?
No, I mean it's
Bachelorette?
usually just like Tasia got, she got added to the link. Welcome to the sister. Everyone's so nice and welcome, and everyone's like, this is Des, this is Jen, and so she knows who it is, and. I'm like, this is Jen Schefft. I was number 3. You might not remember me.
They all know who you are.
I don't know.
Don't they go back and watch They research it to death.
They probably do, but they're also young. I mean, they were probably like 12 when I was on the show. Maybe not even.
Oh, that's true.
They're like in their 20s.
So the first show was, not the recent one. She was.
Yeah, she was 39. She's 39.
That's a question I have. Did they keep the same batch of guys?
I think they kept the same batch of guys, but then I've heard they're bringing a couple more in, like
how
maybe
old
5.
How old is the new Bachelor?
I don't know how old she is.
She must be younger.
She must be a little younger because they're not making a big deal about her age the way that they did with Claire.
Yeah. So they
Us oldies.
At least Claire was somewhat, but Trista's season was 20 years ago. 17
Probably like
years ago?
18, 19 years ago. Like it started in 2002, so she was 2002.
Yeah, 18 years ago. So somebody who was 26 now, they were 8.
Yes. So here's.
Sorry about that.
I know you're like, oh, my mom loved you. You're like, oh, thanks. My grandma loves you.
But it's still the same show. Like
it's still the same show. It's just everyone.
It's not like they're bringing Bonanza back. Like it's not like that. Like the show has continued to run.
The show has continued to go on, and it's crazy just to be part of like this whole sisterhood of pop culture. And just, I don't know. It's just being a part of pop culture. And
there's a lot of game shows now on ABC, and they need guests. You're going to get in that loop pretty soon,
like the game show contestant loop.
Yeah, like you're going to be on like Celebrity Pictionary.
Ooh, I hope I
right.
Hope
there's
so.
a lot of those.
I mean, that's the fun stuff.
Because I was watching one the other day, and I'm like, is Jen on that level? And I'm like, I think she is, and she's going to start getting some calls.
So we'll see. We'll see, though. That would be hilarious. That would be really fun.
Yeah, but it's good to,
it's good to
step
back out there a little bit.
Advise.
And it's just crazy. I still can't believe that anybody cares about me enough that like I could be on that show. I could be on a game show. That just seems, it still seems strange to me.
Your season probably had more viewers than the current season,
Yes.
just because that's the patterns of television
How it
watching
works now.
It's so fractionalized now that back then, back then there were probably, with the cable channels, like 20 things to watch.
Right.
Now, with not only are there 500 channels, there's Netflix and all that. Even though it seems like a bigger show now, the audience is much
smaller. And it wasn't. What am I? It just, there was no social media. Oh, and it was like you had to watch the show when it was on. Everybody watched it. There was no DVRing it. You couldn't watch it 3 days from now.
There was no spoilers either.
No
There's
spoilers.
No
the reality. He was out there, but nowhere near as big. I don't know. He didn't have the scoop that he had back. The scoop that he has now is nothing compared to back then. But he was there. He was getting a start too.
What is the most common question you get about your time on the show or now about the show?
So many questions, but like, did you get to keep the clothes? Which you would think that it would be like, can you fall in love? Did you meet anybody? Did you get to keep the clothes?
Well, I asked things like, did he pay for the ring? Yeah.
Yes. So, but it's like, did you find love? That was a huge, are you happy? It's so nice. People just always would come, are you happy? Did you, for the longest time, no, I didn't find love.
Yeah.
But then and now I'm married with kids and all that stuff. So.
And they must ask you, do you believe it's possible to find love?
Yes, I get a lot of like, do you believe it's possible? And I do believe it's possible. Because you can meet somebody anywhere and then think of this experience you went through together. It's very bonding.
The thing that I have thought, though, in an unnatural environment, spring break.
Yes, this is true.
Dating in quarantine, television show. Very rarely does that translate when you move the relationship into the real world.
Exactly.
Cruise, when you're having a
this heightened sense of like
bubble
it's going to end
thing,
and
when you sort of turn the lights on at the real world, that's probably as big a reason why it doesn't work out as anything else.
Right, exactly. And then you're seeing this person, like I think of with Andrew, and this is not saying anything bad about him, but like they dressed him for the show. There's a stylist. And then you go and you're like at home with the guy and you're like, oh, this is what you wear? Okay. All right.
That's true.
All right.
You don't see their sock
they
drawer.
were just perfectly,
that's a good
was
point.
like perfectly done.
Yeah.
Not that he dressed poorly, but it was just nothing compared to, little things like that. Or what somebody like.
And the guys wear makeup, right?
They wear it like on the rose ceremonies, like during the rose ceremonies.
Oh, that's it.
Like, but during like a
they're
regular
not, like,
day, they're
volleyball.
No, they're not like touching up their makeup like while they're. At least my guys weren't, and neither was Andrew. I don't know with the new crop what they do, but
rose ceremony they are.
The rose ceremony, yes, because there's just the lights and the it's a very big night. That's when you want to look your best. So,
can you text Chris Harrison?
I don't have his number. No.
But you probably could get
I probably could get it. Yeah, I'm sure one of my girls on the text chain, I could say, hey, can I get in touch with Chris? And they'd be able to shoot that on over.
He's very good at that job.
He's very, very good at that job.
And it's not easy to do that job.
He's such an expert, though, now. Years and years and years of practice. And, that is probably one of the best jobs in television.
I think Probst does a good job.
He does a great job, too. Just these, like, Survivor and The Bachelor, like these are the only thing about these shows now that is familiar every season is them. Great, not that I'm saying that wrong, but they're just like the main, like if they're not part of Survivor or The Bachelor, if Chris Harrison's not part of The Bachelor, who could take over for him?
That's true. Well, we're going through that with Trebek now, with Alex Trebek.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard.
On my podcast, The Great Love Debate with Brian Howie.
You should listen.
I had on, who's the guy? Is it Temptation Island? One of those shows that was gone for a long time.
But that came back, right?
Same host. And he's like, so I think it was like a 20-year gap. Same host. It's terrible. I forget his name. He was a great guest. Mark Wahlberg.
Another Mark Wahlberg, right?
The other Mark Wahlberg.
The other Mark
Sorry,
Mark
and
Wahlberg.
he's such a good guest. You should have him on here.
Okay.
He, first time around, during a Temptation Island, he was just like, I'm a young TV host. I know what they're trying to do, and I'm going to just stir the pot and all this. He goes, now I am like a priest, father, advisor, trying to tell these young, I'm much older, and I feel like I have a different role now, and I feel like I understand the game, for lack of a better term, with some distance, and he's like, I handle it differently. He's like, I can't believe they called me to bring me back because nobody really remembers him.
The first show. But no, I mean, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I do now that I think about it. We forgot his name, but now I did. Mark
L.
Wahlberg.
Yes, I know. The other Mark.
And he's great, and he's like, I do feel like an expert on what they're going through and everything. He's like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, everything old is new again.
I know.
We're so in style.
You're going to be on Celebrity Dictionary. Something like that.
I hope so.
Speaking of getting old, I'm looking out the window. I see your car.
Yes.
And it says happy
10th birthday, May. My oldest daughter turned 10 yesterday.
10's big to a kid like 20, 30, 40?
Yes. I mean, she's double digits. I mean, she knows it. She's a tween, and she's so excited, and she's so cute, but I just hate that she's getting so old. I mean, 10 it's a big number. It's a whole decade of being her mother. It
is a big number. So what do they watch or listen to at 10? Who are her?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, now everything is like YouTube videos.
Right.
YouTube videos.
They don't understand a network.
I mean, sort of. There's like Disney shows that they like. So they understand that, like Disney Channel, not Disney Junior. They've graduated to Disney Channel. They like to watch things with like older kids and dating. And
do you try and say like, here's a movie I watched at 10.
Yes.
Do you want to watch Freaky Friday?
Yeah. I mean, we're actually listening to Ramona Quimby books. We're doing audiobooks now because I can't be bothered to like actually read the words to them before bed. So I got the audiobooks. But they read a lot better. The people on...
They're pros.
They read a book how it's supposed to be read. Yes, they're showing them how to read correctly. Anyway, but so yes, I do try to like introduce them to things that I liked as a kid. And sometimes they like it and other times it's just like
do you remember who was on your wall at 10?
Yes. I mean, it was, oh my God, I'm so 80. It was 80s. It was like
Backstreet Boys or you're not?
It was New Kids on the Block.
Oh, it was New Kids.
It was Backstreet Boys. I was like 20s.
Yeah. Okay. New Kids.
Kids. Rob Lowe. New Kids. I like Joey and Jordan.
Were you Growing Pains age or were you Saved by the Bell?
Growing Pains. Kirk Cameron. Michael J. Fox. Loved him. Alex P. Keaton. Yeah, that's who was on my wall. Those, the Rat Pack, or not the Rat Pack, the Brat Pack.
The Brat Pack, like Andrew McCarthy, like Emilio.
Not Emilio. I would just say
Charlie
Rob
Sheen.
Lowe.
Rob Lowe.
Well, he was so cute.
He still looks good.
He's still so cute. I did see him in person once, just walking by him, and he's just beautiful.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, he is not aged.
No, he has good hydration,
good genes.
Hydration. And he doesn't drink anymore. He hasn't drank in a long time. I think he's on like 28 years.
Well, my husband just stopped drinking last New Year's, and he's lost like 30 pounds. I don't even drink that much.
What was he drinking?
I'm like, how did I realize that?
Was he drinking alcoholic milkshakes? 30 pounds?
No, but it's like, I wish.
Did he make an announcement?
No, he was just going to do it for New Year's, like for the month of January.
Yeah.
That was it. And then it was like, I kind of like how I feel. And then has just kept going. And he's doing great. I mean, he's not so much fun at parties anymore. He wants to go home early, but we're getting used to it.
And when the waitress comes around, they'll be like, "Do you want to see the wine list?" And he's like, "No, I'm good." And then they're so sad.
Like, really? Like, my bill is going to be so much cheaper without you having alcohol. Like, no.
I know that. Wow. So the kids now, like a 10-year-old.
So
Taylor Swift is too old.
No, they like Taylor Swift.
Oh, they do.
But I mean,
Britney's too old.
I'm telling you again, what's old is new again. They listen to Britney all the time. They love Britney Spears. Love it. They know the video. Hit Me Baby One More Time. With
they do?
Yes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't act like that, girls. You were better than that, May. Show your stomach.
Are you stricter than your husband?
No, I'm probably the softer one. He's more strict. I don't know. I just always want them to be happy, but I'm pretty strict. I'm not a pushover. I want them to be well behaved and treat other people well and things like that. But my husband's like a little bit more of like a slave driver, a little bit more like
the younger
tough.
Is 8.
She's 8.
Do they get along or are they competitive?
I call it it's like a love-hate relationship. I mean,
They're
they love they love each other
is.
so much, and then they want to kill each other the next moment, like in fights, like oh my God, they're on the floor wrestling and I don't know what to do. Like, I can't even break it up.
Imagine if it was 2 boys, they break in
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I'm lucky.
Do they watch the same things?
sometimes they watch the same things. I mean, now it's getting to the point though. The 10-year-old is she's liking older girl things. And my little one likes it too, but she could still watch like the younger shows. I don't know.
So there is a gap, like 9.
There is a little, like 8 to 9, like 8 between 8 and 10. There's a definite gap. But my 8-year-old, I mean, she's so competitive with her big sister, so that is always funny.
Do they eat the same thing?
No.
Oh,
and it's
that
like,
makes it impossible.
One likes strawberries, the other one likes grapes, the other one, can you get me macaroni and cheese? I hate macaroni and cheese. So you're just, I mean, could they at least like the same fruit? I could make a different, meal for both, but can I just at least give you strawberries together? Nope.
Oh, do they?
But that's where my husband is like, that's your fault. Like, you just need to give them food, and that's what they should eat.
That's what we're serving.
This is what we're serving. Yeah, but I tend to please them a little more.
Does the 8-year-old get May's clothes?
She does, but she doesn't like her older sister's style. That's what she recently told me.
Oh, no.
She's not, I'm more of a girly girl, and she's kind of more of a tomboy, so I don't really like what she wears. I'm like, well, I'm sorry you're going to have to wear some of those things, because I'm not buying you a brand new wardrobe, and we have this great winter jacket right here. Yeah, it's not really, May doesn't wear the things I like.
That's the thing, too, is they grow really fast, and the stuff has a 8-month shelf.
Yeah. So it's so fast. So that's the nice thing about having 2 girls is that there's a lot of things that get handed down to the younger one, and she'll take it if she feels like it. She's adorable, and I love her, but she's lucky she's cute. She's a big pain in the butt sometimes.
Isn't that life?
Yes. And she's very hard on me. She is very disgusted by my body. Am I going to look like that?
Oh, no.
Why does your face have all those like dots on it? Like my pores? Yeah, I'm not going to have that, right? So, yeah, she makes me feel really good about myself. And my older one, May, is like, Charlotte, just don't be so mean. She's like, I'm just telling the truth. I'm like, well, you're really good at it. Maybe you could be a little kinder.
Do you have to help with homework?
I do. They're both pretty independent. They're both pretty good students. I mean, when we were homeschooling, yes, you're kind of by their side a little bit, especially the younger one.
Because I would be terrified once they hit algebra age.
No, it's
I would
the
be
new
like,
math.
oh, whatever.
Math.
But I'd be like, I don't know that anymore.
No, and my husband's great. I mean, he's in finance. Like, he's very good at math, so he helps with that. But that's this new Common Core where it's not really about like what the actual number is; it's how you got to that number. And my husband's like, I don't care how you got there. Do you have the right number? Do you have the right answer?
That's weird.
And it's like, no, it doesn't matter if they've got the answer right. They just don't know how.
It's the process.
So by like 3rd grade, I was like, I can't even help you with math, May. Like, my husband had to relearn it. I'm like, that's on you. Thank you. But yeah, it's not. I thought I would be smarter. I thought I would be a smarter mom. But clearly they do too many things now that I just don't get.
Yeah, I think you have to think about that too in terms of, you go through your 20s and your 30s as sort of competition with other girls, and then you get into this mom world where you want to be a good mom. And sometimes being a good mom doesn't translate to the kid because sometimes the kid wastes your wonderful mom skills because you made a good lunch and she didn't like it.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you just think you're doing all this great stuff for them, and you're like, ooh, this is it, Mom? I really don't like how this tastes.
Do they have like Girl Scouts and brownies and stuff around
here? They do. We don't do that. We don't. They do Indian princesses or Native American fathers and daughters. So it's like dads and daughters. They go camping together, and there's like a group of like the Indian princesses troops, and I love it because I don't have to be part of it.
That sounds not PC anymore.
Native American sons and or fathers and daughters.
Well, that still doesn't make it better. What are you pretending? Are that what they're doing?
Am I going to get like canceled now for saying that?
No, we're talking about it out loud.
Okay, good. Please.
I'm just wondering how it works.
I'm not trying to offend anyone. I am so sorry.
Our indigenous listenership. We're trying to work our way through this.
I live in Ohio now. That's what they call it.
I just wondered, like, what are they doing? I don't know.
I don't know why they call it. It's just been around for years and
years.
So
the kids
years.
like to camp? Is there anything the kids like to do that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do that? I have to go sleep in the yard?
Yes, everything like that. I hate camping. They love that. I mean, it's like everything, like ice skating or everything.
Mom was on television, and I don't do that.
I don't do that, guys. Yeah, no, I'm not a good camper. I don't even know if they love it, but they love being with all the other girls. And, my husband gets into it. He loves it. And it's just like, but it's like a weekend for me when they go camping.
Yeah.
And it's all by myself in the house.
Oh.
So that's one of my favorite weekends.
You're like,
I do love them. I like when they're around, but I also really like when they are gone for a while.
Yeah, I know. The shared custody crowd has a pretty good deal.
It's not so bad. Like you have
bad.
a schedule of when you're going to be alone and not have to take care of anybody.
I know there's something to be said
that's not
for
so
that.
bad.
I love you, but honey, we could work something out.
Work something out.
Yeah, that's true. Are there characteristics in each child that you're like, that's so me and
Well, first of all, they look just like my husband.
Both of them?
They do. It's like, I'll go
That
to
can
take them to
change.
doctor's office, like a doctor, and the doctor will look at them and then look at me and be like, they must take after their father. I'm like, I birthed them. I did birth them. They came out of me. But no, they're just a mix of both of us. My oldest she's very sweet and conscientious and, does everything she's told. Like she's ready when she's supposed to be ready.
And that's him or that's you?
That's me. That's me. I was the oldest.
Just to clarify.
Sorry. I was the oldest, so I was like I feel like birth order is important. So I was the oldest, and I did everything that I was told when I was told to do it, and that's my May. That's my 10-year-old. And my 8-year-old just likes to argue with everything I say. Not now. I'm like, can you go pick that up? Not right now.
Well,
not right now. Not right now.
You don't have to deal with a middle child, though.
No.
I'm a middle child. Yeah, there's issues with that.
There is an issue.
You don't have an identity as the middle child. You're not the oldest. You're not the youngest. You're sort of no man's land.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
That is a thing.
How many of you are...
I only have a younger brother, so I've never... And my husband just has a sister, so we don't know...
How much younger is your brother?
He is just about 3 years younger than me.
Was he loving that his sister was on
Oh, my God. He and his friends had the best time with it ever. So, yes, he loved it. Enjoyed every minute of it.
Does he want to get in the text chain or he's married now?
He's in the middle of breaking up with his girlfriend of 10 years. So it's basically like a divorce.
That's a long time to have a
maybe
girlfriend.
like 11 or 12 years. It might be longer.
Huh.
So sorry, guys, if you're listening.
If you're listening,
sorry to talk about you.
That's a nice run.
Yes. So he's kind of single now.
Oh.
So
welcome back.
Welcome back, Jay.
Yeah.
Jason is his name.
It's a whole different world.
We'll get him on the podcast.
It's a whole different world after in the last 10 years, the dating world.
I don't even know how you go about dating anymore. I would be so lost.
That would be interesting to have him on The Bachelor, though. Like a sibling.
I know. He could do
thrice.
it. He would be really good. It'd be embarrassing for me because who knows what he'd say, but he'd be really good. So there you go, Mike Place,
Yeah, they
Jason
haven't had
Schefft,
that yet.
A 41-year-old bachelor. I don't know if you've had one of those.
What
yet,
is
though.
the reality show that you would want to go on that you're like, I could do Amazing Race or something like that? Is there one that you're watching?
No,
it's
so funny because my husband and I, he loved Amazing Race. Is it still on?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, I would never do that with you, meaning me, because we would lose.
You would not get it. You would not get in the cab.
Get a divorce. I
Fear
with
Factor.
The
Is there one of
those?
those?
No, I would never do. No, I am not. I know it seems weird.
You're not eating a slug.
I don't want to eat bugs. I just wouldn't. There's no reason to. So, but he would do that. So none of that. I would do Dancing with the Stars. Maybe. I don't even know if I could do that anymore. I'm just not as flexible, and my body's just hurts all the time.
In the day,
that would be.
You had the moves.
I did. Yeah, I did. You laugh at me, but I did. No, I think I had a dance background growing up. I was a cheerleader, all those dancey things. I think I could do that pretty well.
Would you do Masked Singer?
No, because I'm a terrible singer.
Does that matter on that show? Have you ever seen that show?
No, but I would feel like I'd want to be able to sing a little bit and not completely embarrass myself.
That's such a strange show.
It is a strange show.
Because most of the people they have on there,
they're not singers.
And they would never guess who they are. So they guess is that Barack Obama? And you're like, no, it's definitely not.
Not
and
Barack
it's some
Obama.
YouTube star that there's no way they know who it is. So I'm like, I don't know.
But it's a hit, right?
It's the number one show on television.
Yeah.
It's a huge hit. People like the costumes.
And it's fun and reveal who's behind the mask.
Yeah, but I think you'd have to know who it is. What is another So Survivor.
I'd be terrible. I'd be the first one
chance.
voted out. I'd want to be the first one voted out. No chance.
What about like some of the Food Network stuff? Like
I'm not a
Chef
great.
or something?
I would be World's Worst Chef too. I have really no talents. I'm not good at cooking. My husband, if we have like a good meal, he's cooked it. Otherwise, for me, it's like bought it at Costco, heat it up. That's our meal. But he can like make things from scratch, and so. But I mean, I would try a cooking show. I just would probably lose.
Well,
but
you
yes.
do have something coming up. Not to plug me here, but I am throwing you into a loop here.
It's kind of like a game show.
I host a podcast called The Great Love Debate. It is the world's #1 dating and relationship podcast, but it is also a live touring show. But so during the semi-lockdown that we're in now, we are doing sort of a virtual version of these, and we have certain famous or big personalities who are part of what we call our onstage lineup, who are going to comment on 100 or so people's dating questions and issues and all these stuff. Are you confident that you can be a voice of reason?
Oh, I can be I'm confident. I can be a voice of reason.
These
very
people
realistic.
are absolutely nuts. The dating things, the decisions they make, choices they make,
God,
mistakes they make.
I don't know anybody that's made like bad decisions in dating, or so I don't know what I'm going to say.
So it's going to be a lot of, what do you think about that, Jen? And you have to honestly being like, I don't know what you're doing.
Yes, I can be. I mean, I did write a relationship book called Better Single Than Sorry. So
when's the last time you read that? Is the audiobook of that putting me to bed?
No. No, and there was no audiobook. So you didn't get to that point. Maybe someday.
You're going to have to do a podcast of the episode where you read a couple chapters out.
I know that. I thought about maybe doing that today, but I think we can wait till, maybe the next episode. But yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of out of date. And I just laugh at myself at the advice that I gave.
What do you think is out of date about it? You changed your mind?
Well, not that but I mean, there's nothing about how to date on Tinder or.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't know how the new dating world goes. So I think the advice of waiting until you meet the right person still
stands. I wrote a book like 5 years ago that I don't believe in anymore.
A dating book?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I get asked a lot to write a new book, and I'm so afraid to write a new book about it because it changes
then in like
so
5 more years,
quickly.
It'll be so out of
it's now.
It
5 years will be like guys used to ask out girls. What? Yeah, I know.
They would call you on the phone and you'd have conversations.
Exactly, it's
texting.
so strange. And now your daughter, by the time she's 18, probably nobody will be talking on the phone.
Nobody will be
talking. It'll seem strange.
I
Even
know.
Now, somebody's like 23 is like, that guy called me. It was so weird.
He actually picked up the phone. I had to listen. I had to
it's like
say
for
hello?
Emergencies.
I know.
I
It's
know.
weird. It's so weird. And I don't want them to date. So hopefully we won't even have to deal with that. No, but they will. And I know. I mean, but she's just 10. They're 10 and 8. So we've got a little bit of time.
A little bit
of time.
I know.
They're so big.
They date. Do they like boys at 10? Do they have crushes?
No, boys are starting to get. Well, okay. Here's how it went. Like they both kindergarten, first, second grade, love boys. The boys are their friends. By third grade, it's like none of the boys are talking to the girls, and it's like boys are so annoying. That's my 10-year-old now. She thinks boys are so annoying.
Tell her it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't
They're
get
gonna
better.
say
I'm like,
the same
that's
thing.
pretty much how you're going to feel now for the rest of your life.
Glad
They're
you
really
know now.
annoying. So learn it early.
Why do you think girls like? They do mature faster, but they will openly admit they like a boy long before a boy.
Long before a boy, yeah. Well, did you ever see that movie Inside Out? You probably didn't. You don't. It's like an animated movie, and there's they're in the mind. Like,
yeah, she's like in her head.
Yes. Like,
I saw.
But then there's a boy in it, and he sees a girl, and in his brain it's going girl, 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 girl. Like he doesn't know what to say, know what to do. Yeah. And the girl's like, "Hey, how are you? How you doing?" And the boy's just like staring at her. Like his mind's exploding, but not saying.
Do you remember the first boy you liked, a real boy, like in school?
I do. I mean,
and you're like, oh my god, I was 10.
Well, I know. I mean, I remember like going together with a boy, like in 6th grade, and then he broke up with me because I was the kind of girl that would just go to the movies and eat popcorn, whatever that meant. I mean, I was 11. That's what you do. I didn't understand that, but yeah. So he broke up with me.
That's bad.
So that's bad.
Yeah, going to a movie and eating popcorn.
Eating popcorn? I didn't know that was
that's
bad.
That's a dumpable offense.
I was so boring.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. But yeah, so I do. I mean, they're at that age. Like my 10-year-old's like right at that age. Like she's gonna like a boy pretty soon, and my husband's gonna want to kill him.
Do you eyeball her friends circle and been like, oh, she seems like she's gonna date too soon? That one.
Ooh, no, not yet. I feel no, not yet. They're still all like. I mean, they play basketball now, and they're all in these teams together, and they're just awkward and falling over their feet and. It just still seem so young. So the thought of them and like around other boys, I see them and it's so childlike. It's so innocent that, it's just cute and funny. And I'm not ready for it to go any further than that.
All right. Well, the listeners are ready for it to go further than that. So it's going to down the road. We're going to hear
down the road. You're going to hear all about their dating life.
Dating stories. You're going to hear about your book. You're going to have to go through it and say, oh my God, did I really put that in print?
Mm-hmm. And do that. That'll be an episode. So we've got a lot of things to cover over the next couple of weeks, months, years to come. Right?
We're going to do this until you're on Dancing with the Stars.
That's right. So
good job.
Thank you, everybody, for listening this week. Make sure you subscribe. You can email any questions to bachelorburbs@gmail.com. I also have from the Bachelor to the Burbs. I have a Facebook page, so check it all out. Email me with any of your questions. And like I said, please subscribe and keep listening.